Hey everyone, Sycra in here, and today I'm doing a Speedsketch video with touch markers because I haven't done traditional in a while. And I never use these like normally. I just use them for this video stuff because they show up and it's easy for the camera to pick up markers. So anyway, since I'm not using digital, I can't just, work on different layers. So I start with a pretty light marker. I didn't go super light because again I need the camera to pick things up, but pretty light. And this is just so I can make lines and change them and scribbles and things. So just like digital, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just start drawing and looking for shapes and things. You'll see me correcting things, and I don't know. With that one, I was holding the marker pretty far back, and that lets me be more loose with my strokes. But if you pay attention, you'll notice that my wrist doesn't move a whole lot. I'm mostly moving everything from my elbow or shoulder. In this case, I'm using my fingers to just make really small lines. But otherwise, yeah, it's a lot of shoulder and wrist not wrist movements, shoulder and elbow movements. And things I'm paying attention to. See, now I'm going slower because I'm trying to find things. I don't know if you can see or notice when I'm thinking, but I'll sort of pause. See? I like pause and then put down a mark. That's where I'm sort of imagining the mark I'm just gonna put down. And with the eyes and the face and things, I've just done these types of shapes so many times that I don't really worry about it. It's not like I kind of know where it's gonna go. And this is where mileage comes in handy, is that if you've just drawn things over and over and over again, you stop being afraid. And that's why I can use a marker instead of like a pencil and be all scared to put down a mark, because really it's a case of you just do it enough so that you know what it's gonna look like. And still I don't know what I'm doing, so you'll see I'm like hesitant when I put down marks because it's, what am I doing? But it's more about going with the flow. And also I think something that's important, or at least it was for me when I was doing this, is to, again, I'm relying on my intuition and allow the run with the mistakes. See, you'll see I put down marks and they're not that nice, but I don't fix them. It's like, okay, well, let's just work with that. And then because of that, you tend to have a better result than if you really try and fix things. So everything I put down is sort of like, well, that's there now. And for the initial gray stuff that I did, you'll notice as soon as I started working with the darker, I don't know if it's black or it's really close to black, but the darker marker, the gray that used to be there sort of disappears. I mean, it's still there, you can see it, but it's not grabbing your attention. So here I switched to another marker just so I can get some more tones in, coloring this headband thing, which again, I don't know what it is exactly, but I think the important thing is just to practice enough that you start to get a feeling of when things are gonna be okay and when they're not. And I sort of trust myself to make something out of this, you know, like, well, probably gonna be okay. Whereas I think even maybe a year ago, I would be not comfortable with being so spontaneous. I would really be worried about, well, what's it gonna look like? What am I doing? How's it gonna turn out? And what I've learned is just that it's not that part of the brain that makes art, or at least it's not for me. It's not something, because I don't have visualization skills. So instead, I'm just going on feelings. Like I put down the mark and try and let my body figure out what it wants to do. instead of my brain telling it what to do. Yeah, giving her some makeup now. I don't know if it looks better or not. I actually think it looked better without the makeup, but what can you do? It's marker, right? I can't just hit undo. So I wanted to actually talk about the hair in the background. That it's not the one that I did in black, but the one I did in gray. Because you'll notice, well, you'd have to actually go backwards. But when I was starting out, I put like one shape down, and then I put another shape, and then I made the second shape bigger because it was too similar to the first shape. And this is a lot of how the thinking process is for me, where variety is really important. And that's also why I'm not correcting things. See, notice how I'm holding the pen really far back and I'm letting my marks be wrong. Like with that nose, right? You could look at that and be like, oh, that's wrong. And same with the cheek that I just did. It's like, well, now you have an extra line there that shouldn't belong. But the thing is, when things are not precise, your brain just fills in stuff, and it also ignores things. Which is why when you put the darker lines down, your brain ignores the lighter lines. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't need to worry so much about mistakes. You just do stuff and it's okay. It'll be okay. The people who look at it, hopefully anyway, they're not going to be, fixated on all the little mistakes. Instead, the fact that you're free is going to make your lines nicer to look at. And it's just going to be something where people are going to look at the lines and be like, wow, those look nice, instead of, well, that's wrong. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess if you render it more and more, if you polish this, because this is just a sketch, but if I had to take more time, then, yeah, I guess I need to correct things. But then I wouldn't be using this method of marker sketching. Anyway, I'm doing a super stream on Saturday. I just wanted to let you know because I announce it on my Facebook fan page when I'm doing super streams. But even though I've told people that I announce it on my Facebook fan page, people still say, when are you doing your super streams? Or how do I know when a stream is? And okay, so I'm saying it in a YouTube video now. So go to my Facebook fan page. The link will be in the description. I'm not going to say it again. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm using more colors with this guy. And his design, I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense. Again, I'm just running with things. I'm letting the mistakes not be mistakes. It's almost like you do something that you think is a mistake, but then assume it's not a mistake. And assume you did that on purpose, and then find a reason for that. See, so when I was working on the chin, I created a secondary shape because I noticed like, that's not a great shape. I kind of want to change the shape. But then instead of just having it so it's wrong, I thought, oh, what if he has like some kind of armor on his face? And that would let me create secondary shapes. So I did the same with his head, right? Like on the side of his head, there is like a shape thing. And I'm thinking, I don't know, he's some kind of, maybe a cyborg, or maybe just, I don't know, some kind of different thing. And so all this is allowed, right? I don't know. I don't know if this is good advice or not. But it's just something which is helping me, is to treat things a little bit differently and let myself be more spontaneous and not try and correct everything, and instead look at what's there and be like, you know what, that's okay, we can work with this, instead of, oh no, I've done this thing wrong. And I think one of the things that causes that is expectation. And this applies to many things in life, but if you go into a new situation with a lot of expectations of what should happen or what things should be, I feel like you're sort of cheating yourself from a lot of fun that you could be having. And instead, when you're just open to things and it's like, you know what? That's okay. Things are what I would have thought is wrong or bad, but it's okay. Let's work with it. Then I feel like you're probably going to have cooler experiences and just have more fun in life. I don't know. maybe I shouldn't be generalizing it, but it's something that I found helps me. So anyway, I don't know if this is good or not. I'm gonna do a few more, at least a couple more traditional marker things in the future. So I hope this helped, and thanks for watching.